A dog chewed my brushes, knocked over my ring light, and I still had half the bridal party to do. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. This is going to be a What Would Julie Do part 4, I believe. If you guys don't know what the series is, it's basically where you guys submitted a whole bunch of scenarios, as in what would Julie do, on my Instagram stickers, and I'm going to be answering all of those scenarios. Here's the twist though on this one. I actually was simultaneously doing this makeup look as I was answering questions. That kind of failed a little bit, but we got there. We got a completely done up face at the very end, so that's all that matters. Okay, let's get on into it. All right, have my bare face on. I no joke have a ton of scenarios that I'm answering today. Grab a snack, grab a drink, because this is going to be an extremely long video. And since I'm going to be doing the makeup while I'm talking this time, I don't want to get too distracted just naming products off for you guys. So everything I will be putting on my face, I will be linking in the description bar down below. Some of these situations I think are hypothetical, and then other situations you guys have been in personally and are wondering if you should have done anything differently or if I would have done anything differently. I'm gonna go in the order that they were submitted. Okay, the first question is, a client wants to book 10 plus people with the flexibility of bridesmaids changing their mind. Let me go ahead and get started on my makeup because I know that I'm probably gonna get like super distracted. I forgot to get a mirror. Wow, I'm an idiot. Hold on a second. Okay, back with the mirror. I can't believe I was like legitimately just gonna like try to do the no mirror makeup challenge today. As far as having a larger bridal party and having bridesmaids just like constantly be changing their mind, it doesn't necessarily work that way in the bridal industry. A lot of brides obviously have not gotten married. They don't know how it works. But to makeup artists, we obviously know how much that actually messes us up timing wise. And the majority of time when you have at least like 8+ people or something, a lot of the times you will need to hire on a secondary artist. So by having the brides just like constantly change out how many bridesmaids are getting their makeup done, it can definitely affect how many people that you're going to need to hire on. You definitely want to get some sort of definitive answer, and you want to explain this as much as you can to your bride, because some brides just legitimately do not get it. Oh my god, I hate filming out here sometimes because my dogs drive me nuts. Just having zoomies out in the backyard, so sorry if you can hear them barking, but we're just gonna go on. Anyways, with this situation though, I would be completely transparent and just ask them if they have over 10 people, then you would probably need to hire out a secondary artist, and you probably will need to know immediately how many people are actually getting makeup done. Let them know that the secondary artist kind of operates like you, and you guys book out several months in advance, even years sometimes, and you need to secure them as quickly as possible if you want everybody to be able to get makeup done that day. Usually they will understand this. It's not like people have ever given me a hard time about this. And then if they end up like switching people, let them know that it can't be done. Kind of like a harsh thing sometimes to like let your clients know that. But I feel like we as artists, if you want to maintain professionalism and try to get everybody done in the amount of time that they need to, then you definitely need to make sure that you are well prepared and your bride is well prepared and knows the situation and everything. I literally just spent way too long trying to figure out what to do with my makeup. This may not work out so well. Oh no, my palette dropped. I'm having all sorts of issues, guys. It's not working. Okay, next question is, what would you do your first time during a makeup shoot? This kind of depends on the level of the shoot, if that makes sense. Are you doing like a high fashion editorial shoot, or are you doing just like a casual business headshot thing, or maybe boudoirs or something? I've never actually done a high fashion shoot before because I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're not obviously really well known for having like huge shoots and film and television productions and everything. So I've only done boudoir shoots, and then I've done glamour shoots for like business headshots or just in nice like ball gowns. It's with one, maybe 2 photographers at one time, and then maybe with up to like 4 models. So I can't really advise you on doing bigger shoots. You might possibly get a call sheet, which is basically telling like who the director is or the organizer of the shoot, and then basically listing out the names of everybody involved if you have like a huge like cast. And this is also the same for film and television too. You will also get like schedules and everything. Maybe you have like different hair and makeup changes throughout the shoot, because sometimes they can like literally last all day. So you show up about 15 minutes in advance to set up your stuff. If you show up on time, you're definitely late. The photographers that I work with now, I have a really solid relationship with, and they always know that I show up on time. So it's not like they're ever really super worried about it. So they didn't ever send me like a call sheet or anything. We just like kind of go on like a texting basis now because we're all pretty casual with each other. But again, it's not like a, you know, high fashion Vogue shoot or anything. As far as actually doing what you need to do though, I mean, just literally follow the same rules as you would during bridal. Show up on time, you need to set up your station, make sure you do do all your hygiene practices and everything, and then just kind of follow the schedule if you guys had a call sheet or some sort of timeline. If you guys need like a set bag, which is basically like a touch-up bag that you follow your talent around all day, you want to make sure that you do that. It's basically like a mini version of like your kit, if that makes sense. So anything you would like need to touch up, so like lips, powder, maybe like some bobby pins if you do hair. I'm not really super experienced when building set bags, so please don't ask me what to include in them because I like don't usually do that sort of thing. I'm a bridal makeup artist and I don't usually stay for touch-ups. Pretty much it. I really don't have much advice for shoots because I haven't really been involved with very many big ones. The next question is when people ask to borrow things from you while you're working, like your scissors, etc. So I actually don't have a super big issue with this as long as they're not like borrowing makeup, because a lot of people don't know how to use makeup hygienically. And also I may never see that lipstick again because I've heard horror stories of makeup artists just setting their kit down on the table, losing sight of it, and people just like literally steal stuff out of it, or people loaning makeup to people, things get hectic and then they forget to get it back, or that person like intentionally doesn't give it back. Our kits are way too expensive to be messing around with that kind of thing. People usually ask me for scissors to like cut tags off dresses and everything because a lot of the bridesmaids or mothers of the bride like forget about it. I've left cuticle scissors at so many hotels and so many wedding venues, but luckily they're pretty inexpensive, so I don't mind. But just make sure that you're not giving them like physical makeup products or anything. But yeah, scissors are completely fine. I literally don't mind if I lose those, but it's completely up to you. Okay, next question is, if a bridesmaid is being super picky and complaining, but you still need to get to the bride. Okay, so I have a simple solution to this. Just basically tell them that just because of timing and the fact that there's so many people and you still need to get to the bride, let her know that you can come back to her at the very end of everybody's applications and basically just correct anything if you need to. But to be totally honest, usually if you let bridesmaids think on it for a minute or something, they actually realize that like it's not that bad. Next question is, what would you do if you went to a client's home and the moms kept interrupting to offer you snacks and drinks, doing it constantly besides politely declining and answering questions because that didn't work? Should I add a policy? This has definitely happened to me multiple different times when I used to travel to my clients for bridal previews. So I don't think you need to necessarily add a policy for this. I mean, you technically could, but I feel like that's nitpicking a little bit too much personally. I would just politely decline it though, and just basically let her know straight up front. It's like, hey, I would love to, you know, eat and drink and everything, but I can definitely grab a snack and grab a drink after I'm finished with everybody, but I just want to make sure that everybody gets done on time. So unfortunately, I can't have any distractions while I'm working. Just be completely open and honest with people. I know that a bunch of you guys have been afraid of like either speaking out or like saying something, but honesty is literally the best policy. You won't be coming off rude or assertive or anything. Like, you need to get your job done because that's overall why you're there. If you guys are open and honest with people, they will 100% understand. A lot of people have actually asked me if I wanted to take a break like during the applications, because people will like start feeling bad that I've done like 8 faces in a row and everything without a break at all, and maybe I still have like 3 more after that or something. But honestly, I would rather just breeze through them and get everybody done and sacrifice like my own well-being sometimes to like get everybody done on time. Somebody else asked, what would you do if somebody asked just to do the eyes after they've seen you do everyone else? Definitely had this happen with people just wanting to be added on after they said no originally and then saw everybody else's faces and then like wanted to get added on. So this definitely depends on if you offer partial services. I don't personally offer partial services because it's really hard to price. It just depends if you, number one, do, and then also how much time you actually have left at the very end. Please don't stress yourself out to like get them done at the very end, because originally they're the ones that said no. It's kind of their fault that they didn't get added on the list to begin with, because otherwise you could have shown up a lot sooner to get them done. Maybe if I have extra time, or if the bride's timeline's really flexible, I'll let them know. If I have time at the very end of the applications, like after everybody that's scheduled, I can definitely see if I can get another application in. But if you legitimately know that you're crunched for time, just let them know. And a lot of the times you probably will not have time to add people on. It's just something that is gonna happen, so don't feel bad about it. I feel like this eyeshadow look is showing up a lot lighter on camera for some reason, and it's like darker in the mirror. I don't know, maybe I need to make it look a little darker. Next question is, large wedding party wants to book with you, but you are unsure your assistant can help. This is why I definitely make sure to have more than one person that you can call upon. Don't just make one person like your primary assistant unless you have a team where you're like a duo with like another makeup artist or something. But honestly, if they're unavailable and they say that they for sure cannot do it on the date that you need them to, they should definitely be super understanding if you have to reach out to an additional artist outside of them. If you're just an independent artist like me that doesn't have a team or anything, or doesn't have a partner, I definitely would make sure to have 3 to 4 makeup artists that you can like call upon to see if they have your date. To be completely honest though, as long as it's far enough in advance, you should at least be able to find somebody. I don't think I've ever run into a situation where I haven't been able to find somebody yet. Okay, next question is, what would you do if somebody had massive rosacea, skin was like plastic, everything I did just balled up and wouldn't cover? For anybody with a lot of rosacea, first of all, you do want to use a little bit of a green color corrector. You can actually mix it in a little bit with your foundation and it kind of conceals the redness a little bit more. Basically with this situation, you want to make sure that you go in with a really like tacky primer. I love my Milk Hydro Grip primer. I also have been using this guy here. You can actually use it on your clients too, but I just used it on myself today. This is the Water Elixir by Sonia Roselli. Moisturizer and a serum, I think, in one, but it provides a really tacky base. So sometimes if you go in with this guy, then you can go in with the Milk Hydro Grip primer or any other like tacky primer. It honestly does grip pretty darn well, to the fact that I've never had an issue with people's foundation not sticking on their faces. You can also try spraying setting spray on them before you go in with foundation too, because overall setting spray is meant to like lock everything in. It has a little bit of a sticky base, so you can also try to use that too. Next question is, if a client wants to take over what you're doing, example, they think you're doing the eyeliner wrong according to her and she wants to do it by herself. I mean, that made me look really shitty with my work. I don't honestly know. I personally haven't had a situation where somebody wanted to like completely take over what I was doing, but they more so just gave me tips on like what to do with it. And I was personally able to fix every single situation. It's not like I'm a perfect artist and never mess up. Like I have to correct myself too. However, if it's just one element, maybe just let them do it just to make them feel better. Besides that, I'm not really sure what I would do. All right, next question is, if a client is not happy after the trial, although you did what she wants and fixed what she didn't like. I've had a lot of questions about this, about people not liking their trials. To be completely honest, it might not be you. Usually people are super afraid of telling you if they don't like something. People just are so afraid of hurting other people's feelings because that's like the society that we live in. And I literally have gotten used to people like lying to my face before about liking things, or maybe being afraid to like ask me to correct something even though I literally told them that I could fix anything that they wanted to. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. I've literally been on my eyes forever, but it's okay. I've been in the situation though where people have not been honest with me before and they said they love something, and then eventually after the trial they messaged me and are like, I don't really like the lip color that you put on me. It's usually always something like super minor. I haven't had anybody like completely hate the whole entire trial. Just like ask them what they didn't like, because usually people will be a lot more honest like after the trials for some reason. It's kind of weird. But seriously, don't take it to heart. People are legitimately just really afraid of hurting people's feelings and like not telling them things. It's definitely up to the client to vocalize what they like and what they don't like about it. So if they didn't like something about it, then it was kind of their fault at that point in time that they didn't tell you. This is kind of along the same realm, I think. But it says Bridesmaid goes and changed her lipstick after she said she loved her makeup. Literally same thing. She may not have liked it and been afraid to tell you. Or maybe she just decided somewhere along the lines that she just wanted to change her lipstick color. I mean, people are super indecisive sometimes, and lipstick colors are very personal to people. They're used to seeing a certain lipstick color on themselves. If it's not something that they're 100% comfortable with, they might just opt to change it throughout the day. Next question is, what do you do when someone inquires on behalf of the bride? I honestly don't like this. There's a lot of times where mothers of the bride or like the maid of honors will contact me for the bride. I honestly will only go so far with the person that's not the bride. I really appreciate bridesmaids and like mothers of the brides wanting to do a nice thing for the bride and try to find vendors for them, but sometimes it just doesn't end up working out that way because eventually you do have to communicate with the bride directly. Usually what happens is I'll run my prices and like the timing and how many people by the person that contacted me. If the bride then approves it, then I'll start communicating with the bride directly and I'll just ask for her contact information. Next question is, fairly new to the MUA business world and I had posted that I needed some models, and one girl reached out and asked if I could do her makeup and maybe help with her hair. No biggie, I offered simple hairstyling if needed. This girl asked me to leave work earlier than planned because she has to leave for a family wedding early, not knowing she had booked me for a model session for a wedding beforehand. She did communicate that she doesn't wear makeup too much and had just gotten a facial too. She had some skin texture issues, but nothing good products couldn't help with. The entire application she was rushing me more than I already was from the start. She was nitpicking on every single thing. I'm a very patient person and a people pleaser, so I continued to ask what she wants to make her happy. I needed all the practice. She looked great. I have pictures I ever posted that I can share with you. She asked for some of my products to take with her in case she wanted to take all the makeup off and touch up her face later. She voiced she didn't want makeup originally. I wasn't sure why she reached out to participate in modeling in the first place, to be honest. After I was done, I straightened her hair and pinned it back like she asked. It wasn't straight enough. She was looking for a keratin straight treatment because it was so straight. great. I packed up everything so quick, didn't have time to clean or throw things away, just wrapped it up in a towel and put it in my car. I totally cried after. She was very rude the whole process from start to finish, and I doubted myself for a while after. She did reach out after. Was my first and so far only bad experience. In that situation, would you have said anything? Even as a new MUA starting out building your business, how would you even have handled that? It's kind of hard when people give me situations like that over like these little stickers or even through DMs and everything too, because it's really hard for me to like understand the full situation. So from what I'm gathering is that she had already booked you previously for an event and then still signed up for the modeling in hopes to get the application for free. Hold on a second. Let me do eyeliner because like I can't talk and do eyeliner at the same time. Hold on. I hate doing wings on myself. I can do them so much better on other people. Going to the situation though, I for sure think she was trying to get a makeup application for free. I just am really confused at like why she would sign up for the modeling thing. If she literally didn't want makeup done, like maybe she just wanted you to do her hair or something and maybe that's why she signed up for it. But since you were practicing with makeup, she just figured that she might as well get that done too. You probably did the best that you absolutely could have at that situation. I really don't think I would have done anything differently. A lot of the times newer artists are super afraid of like obviously having clients yell at them or not be happy or something. But to be completely honest, some of the situations are super unavoidable. Like you're just going to have people that are super difficult, and even like super experienced artists are not going to know how to handle those situations either. Also, I don't use liquid liner that much, so that's why it's like taking me forever to figure this out. Also, just a side note, a lot of people ask me this question, but you cannot use liquid liners on your clients. They cannot be sanitized 100%. Okay, next question is difficult moms and grandmas, especially when it makes you go over on timing. Yeah, this happens pretty darn often, and the same situation as the bridesmaids not liking their makeup. So I would just make sure to let them know that you need to still get everybody else done, but you can go back to them at the very end of everybody's applications. You just need to basically make sure you stay on time. Next question is, what would you do / tell the bride if she said she doesn't want a trial because she knows what she wants and does her makeup all the time? As many of you guys know, my bridal packages actually include the trial in the package. So whether you do a trial or not, it's the same price. But if you're somebody who offers a trial separately, then I wouldn't really panic about it. All you want to do is make sure that you do at least like a phone conversation or maybe like a FaceTime conversation with them, and make sure that you hash out all the details like you would if you were actually doing the trial. Do any of you guys have a problem like with winter foundations? I'm having to like mix all my stuff together because like, none of my foundations match. Oh god, I really need to like speed this up. Make sure she sends you like a ton of reference photos. Just maybe ask them what they like and what they don't like about each photo that they sent you, because some people don't like every single element inside of a reference photo. Like don't just assume that because they send you like a smoky eye with red lips or something that they want like that full thing. They might be sending you that reference photo because they just like the smoky eyes or they just like the color of the red lipstick or something. And that'll kind of help you piece together a little bit more of like what they're looking for and everything, because you never want to like miscommunicate things. That's honestly how people end up not liking their trials, is if something was miscommunicated. One of you didn't understand what the other one was like saying or talking about or something. Hang on, let me stick on the lashes. I'm obviously not at my makeup vanity right now, and I just have all my makeup just chilling in front of me right now, and I'm literally knocking over everything. It's great. Hang on, let me get a little bit more things in my face here. I've been doing a lot more cream products recently on myself and like other people, because I think that it just looks a lot better. Sorry, this is kind of like turned into a makeup tutorial now because I'm literally trying to get this done so I can answer the last couple of questions here. And I kind of knew that I was gonna get behind on this because that's usually what happens when I try to multitask and do makeup at the same time. We're almost to the point where I can like probably keep continuing to like answer questions here. And also, I have not been setting my face all over or my clients' faces because I still like to maintain like a healthy glow. Next question is, when brides book you for the bridal party but not the bride. I only had this happen once, and it's for a mom that wanted her kids and everything in the bridal party to have their makeup done, but she was actually getting her makeup done by a family friend, like somebody that she had promised to do her makeup. So I got hired for the rest of the bridal party and not the bride. I honestly don't think it's like a super bad situation or anything, as long as the bride feels like she isn't missing something, if that makes sense. I mean, I can't really say much because I was literally that bride. Like I did my own makeup for my wedding, and then I hired out another makeup artist to do the rest of my girls' makeup. But yeah, I really wouldn't honestly be like that concerned about it, as long as the bride is definitely getting taken care of and everything. Okay, next one is, a dog chewed my brushes, knocked over my ring light, and I still had half the bridal party to do. That legitimately happened to this person. I literally had to direct message her afterwards, and I was like, okay, but like, what did you actually do in this situation? Because I needed to figure it out. So she said that besides crying about it for a while, which is understandable. She said she actually called upon her makeup artist friend, but she said that her friend lived about an hour and a half away, so they just had to put the ceremony back a little bit. The bride was like completely understanding, and then she also charged her, you know, the fee to replace the brushes and everything, but the bride like literally understood about that. To be completely honest, I'd probably do the same thing though. Worst situation would be that I would have to have my husband drive my brushes over to like wherever I was, and just hopefully I wasn't that far out of town. But honestly, I feel like you probably made the best out of the situation, and hopefully that never happens again, because that seems like an awful situation. The next question is, I got this from a girl that sent me a direct message. She sent me like a couple of different voice memos, and pretty much giving you like a brief synopsis of what she said in that message. She basically said that she was doing a makeup lesson with this older woman, and she was wanting to learn how to do makeup on herself, which is fine, but she wanted the type of makeup that's very like dramatic or smoky or something like that. So she actually said that she did this makeup lesson completely for free. So she said nothing I did could please her or get her to understand that the free lesson is just to teach her how to apply the makeup so she can start learning how to do it. She goes, I had no intentions or supplies ready to do a full glam, and she just would not quit asking for the full glam. She wanted contour that was darker than what I used. And then she said, I have to learn to be more assertive and less passive when it comes to people, but I just felt like she was so ungrateful for the 2 hours that I gave out of my day to try to teach her how to do her own makeup, when that's what we had planned was a lesson. Okay, first of all, I always charge for lessons. I don't do it anymore because it literally is a lot of my time that you have to spend doing lessons. Like, you're at least spending about 2 hours like doing lessons with somebody. It usually runs about that long. I think she was mainly just like looking to get a free application. Like, people are very shady sometimes. I don't think it's necessarily you not being assertive enough. I just think that she legitimately like was not understanding that that look probably would not be the best. I guess you probably could have shown her how to do the look on herself just to, you know, appease her, I guess, and make her realize that that probably would not look good on her. Sometimes you have to almost like prove people wrong for people to be like, oh, I understand what you're saying. Clients are like very unrealistic about things. Like, they're unrealistic about the fact that you cannot look like Kim Kardashian. And also, I've gotten a bunch of people that think that makeup artists are plastic surgeons and we can literally just reverse like 30 years of you not doing skincare. So I don't honestly think that you did anything wrong personally. I just feel like she was being very difficult and kind of just wanted a free application. I'm gonna grab a lip liner really quickly and then I will be right back because I don't know why I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, I'm back with lip pencil and lip product here. So then I'm gonna go on to the last question here. This is a direct message. There wasn't enough space in the box. I know, it's okay. I work at a blowout bar. A lady came in for a blowout and lash application, no other makeup. It was the day of her mom's funeral and she wanted lashes. Well, she had done a chemical peel a few days prior and burned herself. Her skin was visibly red and flaky, so she put moisturizer all over her face and maybe eyelids. I don't know. Me and all the other stylists couldn't get them to stick, plus she'd been crying so much that added moisture. We tried adding liner to give the lashes something to stick to. She left with them on her eyes, but they were barely hanging on. So that's like a very interesting situation to deal with because obviously, as we all know, when people start tearing up, lash glue literally does not stick to things if they're wet. I don't know why I was trying to do this and talk at the same time. Okay, lip liner is on. Now I can move on. I just need to do the actual lipstick, but I'll wait until I'm finished. Okay, so with that situation though, the only thing I think I would have done differently, like if you know that moisturizer was like on her eyelids and everything, I would maybe have just tried to like pat it off with like a tissue or something. The one thing I will do is I'll actually take a disposable eyeliner applicator and apply the lash glue on somebody's lash line directly. I'll also apply it on the lashes. Lash glue will stick better to lash glue. That's one thing I've done to make lashes stick a little bit better in the past. Okay, let me put this on here. All right, and then that is pretty much it for the makeup look. That is what I have come up with. Okay, I think we should start making a tally of how many times I forget to film my outro, but this is one of those times. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me, as well as also subscribing to my channel if you guys haven't already. I do upload a ton of makeup artist related content, so if you guys are interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.